What's up YouTube? Welcome to the Life of Sean YouTube channel where I make videos on anything and everything that I can think of. New video every single week. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. In today's video, we are on part 3 of my ultimate office upgrade where I finally get all the work done and we finish it up. And the end result is so awesome. I'm so excited to share it with you. So make sure you stick around to the end so you can see it. I think these are the desk clamps. Yeah, nice. So I'll be able to use one for the camera, wherever it wants to go. So I'll probably put one right on the side because I have a light. And I'll just loosely attach the other one because that'll be for the camera. So I'm not exactly sure where that's going to go yet. I thought I needed a ball head, but I just seen here that in the box it comes with mini ball heads. So that'll go nice on the top and be able to swivel the camera around. Again, these are a newer brand. Oh, it's got a cold shoe too. Very handy, all these little things. So I'll make sure I won't lose any of it. That will be for the camera. Nice. I'm gonna have so many boxes to throw out. This is just a cheap desk mat off Amazon. Try to get the biggest one without spending a whole bunch of money. They don't even do it so I can roll it out nicely. Alright, well that breaks up some of the lightness of the desk, which I'm not used to. Let's actually work on the setup. Everything's still going to be running to the hub. So hopefully I can get this looking nice and tidy. So I do have some cable management stuff, but I sort of want to get an idea of where I want things first. I think this is going to be nice and handy. If I raise the desk more, I was thinking I might have to lift up the screens, but if I just raise the desk and work a little bit taller, nice. So these are the goody cable management stuff. More Velcro strips and more Velcro cable ties, cable clips. Oh yeah, 3M tape, so that should be nice and good for like the keyboard and stuff. Little clips, cable ties and cable wraps to make everything look nice. But in the meantime, I just want to get everything connected and get the setup running. Well, at least my idea earlier of making sure that these all stay together has worked out nice. This should make it pretty easy to manage now. Monitor, I should label these, but I'm not. Monitors in the end. No, I should do the hub at the end. Alright, so we're gonna go hub, which is such a big brick, but I suppose it does power a few things. We've got the 2 monitors. I haven't put the speakers in yet because I still want to work out what I'm doing there. Then I'm gonna do my laptop power on the opposite end. This will be the power cord for the table. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a mess. What an absolute mess. So I think that's everything for the power brick. So I'll set the power brick in there. So laptop, power brick, everything else is plugged in there at the moment. Now everything that I need to plug into the hub, I can plug in. Hopefully I get this right. HDMI. Another HDMI, Ethernet. Yeah, so there you go. It's a display link hub. I've had it for a couple of years. It's been handy to have. But I have 4 USBs. One will be for webcam, one will be for the monitor light. Then I've got one for the keyboard and another one for the mice, the mouse, I should say. That's everything I can think of at the moment, but I do have the audio in the front that is not plugged in. Display link, which again is from the rear, and then that will connect to the laptop. Pretty much all of that. It looks like a mess under here. Might try to power it on first and see if it all works. This is actually taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. I guess we're at the moment where I can flip the power on and see if it all powers up, if I've got those HDMI cables connected properly. Just taking its time. Beautiful, that all seems to be working. This might be a 3-part video because this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Anyway, I'm gonna do tidying up and then move on. Now I did do a little bit of cable management, but then I forgot about the speakers because I think I'm gonna put them in. Not that I can have the sub on the floor, but there is room behind this monitor here for it. So I think I am gonna run them, and I can always remove them if I wanted to. So it is pretty clean under here, but at the moment I don't want to commit to sort of stick anything down because I don't know if I have everything exactly where I want it. I'll wait till I've used it for a while and then I can actually commit to that. But at the moment I think I'm going to chuck the speakers in and just manage those a little bit as well. Let's plug this into power and this into the hub or the dock and manage it a bit. So let's hope that I don't blow anything up. There's too many cables just for this set of speakers. It's gonna make it look ugly. It's not too bad. Could have been cleaner, but having this cable net and running all the subwoofer stuff sort of through the same place doesn't make it too bad really. See how these cable wraps work. I think that looks pretty tidy for the one cable that's coming off the desk. Well, 2 cables, but it's gonna look like one. And I've got a few more of these wraps to make it look even better. It is just my opinion, but I think that looks pretty decent. That looks a little bit chunky, but it is what it is. And then I've just sort of tied those. One of those is a little bit longer than the other. It must be like half a meter or something, but one cable that runs along into the plugs, or 2 cables, but I might tidy that up. But again, I just want to use it for a little bit and then see what I want to do. So I guess this can still sort of be a part of the before, like what unboxing can look like in this room with the current setup until I change it all. Probably seen these big panels in the background, they're artificial plant tile. Again, just picked up from Kmart. I have 2 of those. I think I'm going to put one on either side in between a couple of shelves. Hopefully that works out nice and well, but I've got 2 of those. Again, Kmart, got an on-air light up, neon light. Don't know, just a bit of background. Honestly, I just needed some cheap knickknacks for backgrounds. A couple of these ivy garlands, but they're like strings of ivy, fake ivy, that are gonna go on that panel behind me. So I got 3 of those in total, but one's already out because I was testing it out on the panel. Got a globe, which is supposed to go on a table lamp with some cheap plants. Some more cheap plants, fake plants. That's a little llama thing, so that's kind of cool. So these are all going to sit on like the shelves in the background. A couple of photo frames. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in those yet. Maybe some photos from the Queensland trip. Actually, after I bought this camera, which cost me like $3 grand with the lenses and stuff, I bought a disposable camera which was like $27, and I used that more, like way more than I used this camera on the trip. These are some wall hooks if I decide to go that route to put some decorations on the wall. Those are the cable management things that you've seen before. And then I've got a whole bunch of colored candles, so they'll either look good in the background and also should smell nice if I ever light them. And again, some freestanding candles, a wall wart, might be for charging or for lighting the neon light or something like that. And I've got this table lamp, which that will go with that globe that I showed you before, dish one. Also for the background, we have some RGB lights, so let's get a look at those. So I know this video, or these 3 videos, have already gone on for as long as they've gone on for, but now it's time to start with the lighting upgrades. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I've mentioned it before, this window is slightly off center and that's done my head in. I was wondering why it looked wrong. I've tried to set this room up. I set it about 10 times before I decided to fully change everything, and I could never get it looking symmetrical. So hopefully my ideas are going to make everything behind me look good. I'm going to turn off the main lights and switch on these RGB lights. This is what they look like. Oh, I should turn my screens off. So now my screens are off, and let there be light. Got one set to blue, one set to orange, and they're quite bright. And yeah, they've got all different modes. So let's just like run through some of them. Put on auto, sort of runs through like a rainbow. Set it to green. I can just straight up change the mode to sort of whatever I want. You can't really see it from, oh, you can see it a little bit, but sort of like a disco light, I don't know. But yeah, so these are a big part in what's going to transform the background. So that's somewhat of the background done. I do have another set of lights which I might connect, and we'll see what they look like. So this is the other light that I have, which comes on its own stand. But as I said, I'm probably going to connect it to my desk because it has the same mount. And this is probably most likely what's going to help with actually having good lighting in this room. I'll show you on the stand, and then I'll connect it behind the camera, and I'll get my first look at how this is actually going to work. If I've wasted my time, my money, and my effort. I'm sure the camera is going to flip out. Camera's flipping out, so I don't exactly know what that is set at, but we can dim it all the way. We can brighten it all the way. Yeah, you've got 20%, 50%, 100% just on just one click. Go back 20%, it's got cold lighting, white lighting, warm lighting. I like the warm, but we'll see what's going to look the best when I get it behind the camera. But first, I'll turn off all the other lights, including the top light, and see what that looks like. The camera's obviously losing its mind a little bit because the light directly at it isn't what it wants. I'll get it behind, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know if I have the right angle or anything. I'm sure it's going to look better than these downlights, no matter what happens. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Way bright. If we go to 20%, that's lighting me from like a 45-degree angle. That looks pretty good. White light, too bright. Warm light, cold. Ooh. Cold isn't bad, but it looks like a down light. White light is probably the go, but it's super bright. But warm light, 20% warm light, that looks pretty nice. Definitely gonna have some work cut out for me to work it out the proper way, but turn those lights in the background and voila. So there are the lighting upgrades. Obviously, like I said, I've got a bit of work to actually get it how I want. I don't know if I want it up higher, a different angle. You know, do I want to have the light directly down the center? But those are all things that I can learn as we go. And obviously I can have the RGB lights do whatever I want in the background. Like I can just click it to auto and it's gonna do that. I think either way, this lighting looks better, especially for this camera. This lighting looks better than those cold lights right up the top. So it's an improvement, that's for sure. Now, that's the main setup. I guess what's next is to put the panel that I've been talking about over that window and continue to work on the background. So let's do that. This big wall panel. I need to put this on first before I do the shelves and stuff, because I need to be sure that I'm gonna have the right amount of room on each side. It's a big ass panel. You gotta think about how big this is. I've then gone and made a panel out of plywood. It's gonna be big, it's gonna be heavy. I've fitted it, like I test fitted it, but that was before I put the soundproof panels on there. So this isn't gonna be fun by myself, but I'm gonna be recording it. So if I fail, it will be funny. Not fun, but funny. Just wait till you see this panel. See in a minute. Coming in, not that you'll see me. Now, I'm not gonna show you the back of this because it is terrible, but, oh. So the size is 1.5 by 1.8 or 1500 by 1800, however you want to think about it. Now I didn't get enough soundproof panels to actually cover the whole thing. I was short by a little bit. So I've painted the plywood in between black, and that's where I plan on running the ivy strips. So this is going to be the fun bit, or the not fun bit. So I've decided to be less of an idiot. Since I can move these apart, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get the ladder in between them, so that the ladder is a bit more stable than standing on the shelves. And hopefully this works out. There's no way I've just done that first go. Nope, I missed. It's all gonna come over about 5 mil. I'm definitely banging up my walls here. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that, but that's slotted in beautifully. Bang. All right, now the plan is to have 2 of these shelves. They fit right next to the panel, which is perfect. 1 shelf there, 1 above it. Let's get a shelf installed, and hopefully can hold the weight of the candles and stuff. And also this is the on air, so that might go on one of those as well. Let's chuck a shelf on. That's 1 in. Let's test fit some candles. Beautiful. All right, well, as they stand, this is sort of how they're decorated. They're pretty much exactly the same height. Now I just have to put the green panels in between and then do the ivy strips, I think, along the middle. And we're almost done. Quick change, decided to put this on air there for the moment. I'm not sure if I'm gonna change it, but obviously got to see what it looks like once we finally fully set it up. We're getting there, boys. That should hold, they're pretty light. So let's just chuck a panel up and see what that's gonna look like. I'm excited, one of the last things to do. Now I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I think this one's taller. I think this one's longer than the other one. Oh no. Well, both packages say the same dimensions, so someone's wrong, but I don't think my measurements are wrong. This one on the right is just longer than advertised. Doesn't look too bad, but I'm just gonna notice it, so I'm probably gonna change it. It's all right. Now for the ivy strips that go across, I'm just gonna use super small screws to go into the plywood, and then yeah, just sort of run them along it, you know? So I'll attach those and see how we're looking. Something like that. I'll do the other 2 and yeah, see how it looks. All right, it's a couple weeks later. I'm back with a bit more energy because I'm not sure if you could tell, but by the end of filming that video that entire day, I was a bit wrecked. So I'm back, I've done some final shots, so let's have a quick look at those. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you watched part 1, 2, and 3, I appreciate you. As you can see, a little bit of work makes a big difference, and I'm spending a lot more time in this room and I'm enjoying it a lot more now that I've done these upgrades. The sit and stand desk was definitely the best thing that I've done, as well with working on the background and having somewhere that's sort of a pleasure to spend a bit more time in. So if you did like the video, make sure you subscribe. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.